The Transition of Pluto into Aquarius. This video is part one of a four-part sequence. It is excerpt from the full-length video and focuses exclusively on the transition of Pluto into the sign of Aquarius. The full-length video can also be viewed in its entirety on this YouTube channel under the title, Times They Are a-Changin'. The first planet to complete the transition into a new sign was Pluto. Just a little ahead of the others, Pluto will remain in the fixed air sign of Aquarius after November 19, 2024, and will ultimately leave Aquarius in January of 2044. Pluto is the most distant planet from the Earth and was discovered in 1930. It takes approximately 248 years to complete an orbit around the Sun. At a high level, Pluto is all about transformation, destruction, and renewal. Pluto's energies represent subconscious forces dealing with all that is below the surface. On a positive note, Pluto is associated with renewal and rebirth, representing endings and new beginnings, as well as spiritual growth. The most important experience associated with Pluto is transformation. Remember, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Pluto's role is to transform that which doesn't function anymore. Pluto can bring an intense and powerful event that changes who you are. The dark side of Pluto is more obvious than with most of the other planets. If you don't use Pluto's energies properly, you can harm both yourself and the people around you. The lower vibrations of Pluto include hunger for power, cruelty, control issues, and a destructive attitude. Pluto governs obsession and mania, the ultimate source of revenge and hate. At a high level, what will you notice about the difference between Pluto in Capricorn and Pluto in Aquarius? Pluto in Capricorn focused on large organizations and governmental and financial power shifts. Pluto in Aquarius focuses on the collective consciousness, technological advancement, and the individual within the group. In mundane astrology, Pluto signifies power struggles, hidden agendas, and the potential for radical transformation and upheaval, often associated with the underworld, secrets, and the forces that operate beneath the surface of society. Mundane meanings of Pluto include transformation and regeneration. Pluto's influence can bring about radical changes and upheavals. Extremes and intensity. Intense and powerful, often associated with extremes and dramatic events. Death and rebirth. Pluto can bring about endings and new beginnings. Mundane meanings of Pluto also include social upheaval. Pluto can be associated with social upheaval, revolutions, and other major changes. Power and control. Forces that wield significant power and control, whether it's political, economic, or social. Political undergrounds. Pluto can represent political undergrounds, espionage, and organized crime. Hidden agendas associated with what lies beneath the surface, including secret societies, underground movements, and hidden agendas. Underworld and taboo, often associated with the underworld, taboo subjects, and the darker aspects of human nature, including trauma and abuse. The last time Pluto was in the air sign of Aquarius was between 1777 and 1798. This was a period of tremendous change. The American colonies had just signed the Declaration of Independence on July 4th of the previous year, were preparing for war with the British and establishing a new country. The American Revolution was fought from 1777 to 1781. General Washington and the Continental Army's decisive victory in the siege of Yorktown in 1781 eventually led to peace. The war officially ended on September 3, 1783, with the signing of the Treaty of Paris, in which the British monarchy acknowledged the independence of the 13 colonies, leading to the establishment of the United States of America as an independent and sovereign nation. On December 23, 1783, George Washington resigned as Commander-in-Chief of the Continental Army in Annapolis, Maryland. The Constitution of the United States became the supreme law of the new country. It superseded the Articles of Confederation, the nation's first constitution, on March 4, 1789. It originally included 7 articles, the Constitution delineating the framework of the new fledgling federal government. Our founding father, General George Washington, was unanimously selected to become the first U.S. president in 1789 and served until 1797. Now let's dive into Aquarius and its energy. Aquarius is a fixed air sign and is associated with the mental and social realms. From a mental perspective, Aquarius is logical, unemotional, and inventive. From a social perspective, Aquarius is either group-oriented or highly independent, unpredictable, and persistent. Philosophically, Aquarius is altruistic, freedom-loving, and humanitarian. As with all signs, we must discuss both the higher and lower vibrations of Aquarius. The higher vibration of Aquarius is innovative, original, and futuristic. It looks at problems and finds solutions no one else would think of, then propels us forward. These Aquarians are who they are, and they accept that. The lower vibration of Aquarius is impractical, rebellious, and aloof. It lives for the future and loses sight of how to be practical. It can find a way to rebel against anything and demand you agree no matter what. Aquarius rules the 11th house. Matters associated with the 11th house include aircraft and air travel, the Congress and politics, organized labor, groups of all kinds, civil violence, and space travel. It also includes new innovative technologies that look to the future. So, how do we define Pluto in Aquarius? Pluto is a generational planet. It will last about 20 years in the sign of Aquarius, so its impact is long and deep. Pluto brings about the transformation of the mass consciousness, and in the Earth sign of Capricorn, it transformed our government and corporate structures. The following are some of the themes we've dealt with during Pluto in Capricorn. The 2008 financial crisis. Pluto's entry into Capricorn coincided with the 2008 financial crisis, a period of significant economic upheaval that highlighted the vulnerabilities of the global financial system. It decimated the housing market and shook the financial markets around the world. Focus on globalism. Businesses expanded their operations internationally to offset economic challenges in their home markets. The growth of large technology companies, fueled by scalable digital products and a global consumer base, was a major trend. The shift to cloud-based services enabled businesses to access computing resources and software on demand, reducing costs and improving scalability. Social media marketing. Social media platforms became essential tools engaging with customers. With so much metadata in the hands of a few corporations, the controlling side of Pluto and Capricorn surfaced, with censorship and the adoption of automated technologies to monitor online activities. Now, with Pluto moving into the air sign of Aquarius, society, or groups within society, will be reacting to the organizational structures put in place by the previous 15 years of Pluto in Capricorn. Pluto in Aquarius will evaluate how effectively those Capricorn structures meet the needs of the individuals within society as a whole, both the humanitarian needs as well as the need for freedom and independence. And the rebellious side of Aquarius will take action as it sees fit. The following are some of the themes that we are likely to experience with Pluto in Aquarius. Power shifts and decentralization. This transit could lead to the dismantling of old power structures and the emergence of new, more decentralized systems. This may involve a shift towards collaborative and inclusive forms of government. A trend towards more public engagement in local government is likely. Technological advancements and transformation. Pluto's energy, when combined with Aquarius's futuristic outlook, could lead to significant breakthroughs in technology and communications. This will manifest as revolutionary innovations in fields like artificial intelligence, supercomputing, quantum communications, and other emerging technologies. Reevaluation of societal values. Pluto may trigger a reexamination of established societal norms and values, potentially leading to the rise of new social movements and challenges to the status quo. Aquarius is about the individual within the group, so diverse communities working together may become a trend. Transformation of knowledge and information. Pluto in Aquarius may also usher in a new era of knowledge and information, potentially leading to a shift in how knowledge is created, disseminated, and accessed. Potential for radical change. While this transit offers opportunities for positive transformation, it could also lead to periods of turbulence and disruption, as old ways of thinking and operating are challenged and replaced. One of the major roles Pluto in Aquarius will need to fulfill is to successfully manage this transition, especially by ensuring that human society still exists when it is complete. Thank you for listening to Part 1 of the transition of Pluto into the sign of Aquarius. Please continue with Part 2, which deals with the transition of Neptune into the sign of Aries.